Welcome to another episode of Decoding the Static. I am your host, Xavier. This is my co-host, Nate. What's up, Nate?
What's going on, people? How you doing? It's good to be
Uh,
back.
man, it's glad to have you back. Hey, we've been MIA for a couple of weeks, but we back. My boy Nate was under the weather, but hey, man, it's good to have you back. The show is back, and we ready to give you guys some
Yes,
good
sir.
content.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Without further ado, as you see the Santa hat, you see the clothes, you see my boy Nate drip. You know what I mean? It's Christmas time. So we figured we would kind of switch it up a little bit and give you guys a Christmas episode. And the twist with this is we're talking about the stresses, the nuances, the anxieties of Christmas time. Now, for a lot of families, Christmas can be a joyous occasion where it's, you're going to church or you're ready for your gifts or, oh, who's making the pie? Who's bringing the prime rib if that's what you're eating this year? You know what I mean? So there's
Yeah.
a lot of good. But I want to talk to the people who have that anxiety, for people who have that stress, or people who aren't really looking forward to the Christmas season, because there are some downfalls to Christmas. And while Christmas is joyful for many, it triggers significant anxiety and stress for others. Surveys and mental health reports highlight that financial strain, loneliness, and as well as things like weight gain or just general overwhelming, feelings can cause a lot of people to really take an end on the deep end. But the three that I want to focus more on today, or me and Nate, is the financial strain or the financial pressures of Christmas, the family conflicts or the tense gatherings, especially having seen your family in so long. And then also those times when you feel lonely or isolated, whether it be a father or a child, or maybe somebody that you used to spend Christmas with that you don't spend Christmas with for, unseen circumstances. So, Big Nate, has there ever been a time, man, where you just felt pressure to deliver on Christmas? Like if you could talk to the people when it comes to the financial strain of having to perform for whether it be your immediate family or your extended family, just like that moment where you just be like, man, I don't know if I don't got the funds for that. And did you feel like you had to do things to prove to other people that you can pull it off, and some kind of way it put yourself in a bind to where you had to foot the bill later?
Man, listen, I can't really put my finger on one situation, but definitely there's been some times where I've been like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat the bullet because you know what I mean? Like I just want peace around holidays, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and just go ahead and do this and I didn't like it. I can tell you that I didn't like it because it felt like I felt like for me, it got me away from what the point of the giving was. I
Hmm.
felt like it helped. I lost focus of that, and I mean, I was but I was so caught up into the just the nuances of you know, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna be given, and I know I'm just gonna probably gonna be given something real nice. So I got to make sure that you know, that when I see them open their gifts, that there's a genuine smile. And it's not just a,
Yeah.
oh, look what I got. Like, but
Yeah.
you want to make sure that you want to make sure they're like, oh, wow, wow. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I mean? And it's just, it wasn't, it is definitely something that I told myself and I had those conversations like, you know what, next year I'm going to do better. And then there were a lot of years I said, next year I'm going to
Next
do
year.
better.
Yep.
Then
Yep.
some years I did, and some years I didn't. So
Yeah, I definitely understand where you come from with that. That was us, man, earlier in our marriage, man, where we were considered like the house that everybody went to, and people always looked at us to deliver. And there was times where people didn't really, you know how it is, man. People don't know your business. They don't know what your finances are looking like. They only see the things on the outside. Oh, they got the car, they got the house, they got this and that. And it's like we down in the dumps, but you still feel that pressure
yeah.
to deliver. And you talk about like capital
Ooh.
credit cards and,
Mm,
going deep, deep into your pockets to make something happen, going negative into your pockets to make something happen. And you're sitting there at the table and everybody's eating, everybody's having a good time at your house on your dime. And you're thinking, oh man, why don't I feel good about this? Like I've put on a show. I did everything I was supposed to do. The tree is up. The kids got their gifts. The family members got their gifts. The bird is on the table. But I feel like I'm knee deep at a poker game. And
mm,
that's not a good feeling to have. And for a
yeah,
while, I had to
takes
tell
the joy
myself,
out.
like, yeah, it took the joy out. You're sitting there by yourself, like, I'm not having fun
Mhm.
because you thinking about everybody else. Because let me tell you, as soon as the cameras go off, as soon as the lights turn off, as soon as everybody walk out the door and they take their little pie and go on back home, who's sitting there left with the bill? You.
Yeah.
You the one that's getting those statements every month. You.
Hmm.
So I had to
Yeah.
learn that it's not about, what you can do for others, for Christmas, man. I tell people you're running your own race. It's you
Mm,
versus you. And if you have to set a budget, if you have to let people know, and that's the one thing about that. I know we want to talk about maturity. That's one of the mature things to do is to be honest with people about your situation because and it's kind of like you being honest with yourself. If you know you can't do it, so be it. I can't do it. I'm not about to put on a front for you to prove
yeah.
something to you that's going to leave me in more debt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I would say to that person who's feeling like, "Oh, I have to perform. I have to perform." Remember what Christmas is all about. It's not even about the gifts, man. It's about Christ anyway.
Right.
But, if you're gonna give gifts, stick within a budget,
That's right.
be a little bit more creative. It doesn't always have to be, like you said earlier, a dollar sign attached to it. Maybe you go to another person's house or maybe you do something small. Say, "Hey, we can't do it this year." Whatever the case may be. But I feel like a lot of people out there put financial strain on themselves and get themselves really, really deep in debt for no reason for other people. And it's not worth it.
Yeah. And I think too, I think we gotta ask ourselves too about the people that we're doing this for. I think any good friend, any good family member is not gonna watch you sink. They shouldn't watch you sink.
Mm,
I think that that's a big thing too. I think, sometimes we as families, we gotta see how our families contribute that, our friends, and just keep it real, like you said, and be honest and to say, hey, can we come up with a different plan this year? Because, I'm not able to do it in my crib. So can we do it somewhere else?
right.
Or I'm not able to I know normally y'all used to me doing this, but I can't. We do it this way.
Hmm.
Having those conversations, changing it up. Maybe everybody put their name in the hat and everybody draw a name. That way everybody gets something. I mean, if you want to cap it at a dollar limit, fine. If not, then so be it, whatever your poison is. But I think just finding different ways to do it, it is that that's helpful. The anxiety I think is always going to be there.
Yeah.
Because as human beings, we know, let's be real. We were put on this earth to serve. Serving is in our DNA. We were created to serve. I mean, one preacher said if we ain't serving God, we serving something else,
Right.
and whether that's ourself or whether that's people. So, you know what I mean? I think sometimes we got to look at what's important in those moments of the anxiety, why we're putting ourselves through that ringer. And I'm gonna tell this quick little analogy came from the Bible, but it fits
Yeah. Do your
perfectly
thing.
what we're saying. And
Yeah.
then and I'm gonna land my plane with this.
Yeah. Do your thing.
There's a story of Martha and Mary where you know one of them, and I'm drawing a blank right now, it's late, but one of them was sitting, oh, it was Mary. Mary was sitting at the feet of Jesus and she's talking with him. She's listening to him. They're conversating.
Yeah.
And Martha is in the kitchen. She's cooking, she's cleaning, She's trying to get the table set. She's trying to get the plates set. And meanwhile, she's looking at Mary like, man, like, I'm over here struggling. She's getting anxiety because she's trying to serve the disciples. She's trying to serve Jesus. She's worried about the good meal. And she goes up to Jesus like, yo, why she sitting down at your feet all day? Make her go over here and help me
Right.
because I'm struggling right now. I'm trying to serve you, but I'm struggling. I need help. And Jesus looks at her and is like, Martha, Martha, you are troubled with many things. He was like, leave Mary because she has chosen the best of the latter thing. And it's like
Mhm.
he's saying, I'm not always going to be here.
Yeah.
You'll have plenty of time to cook and clean in the kitchen. But what matters is that I'm in your presence now. And she's taking advantage of that. I'm using that same analogy, that same parable, that same story from the Bible to say sometimes we got to rewire our ways of thinking. And it's like while we are, in the anxiety, we just got to focus on what matters and what's there because we not always will have everything that is there.
That's true.
And that's where I landed.
That's true. I like that a lot, man. And big ups to excuse me, sorry. For like okay, my bad, I'm getting tongue twisted.
No, you good.
I was segueing into when you were talking about the loneliness or the isolation as well. That's our next topic. Um is there ever a moment you can think of about where things were like one way and then it suddenly just changed for you? I know for me, moving up here to Ohio, coming from Houston, I got homesick. And I know this is a big thing that people deal with is, having family around for Christmas or having family around for the holiday and stuff like that. And, I remember the first time I got to bring my mom here to Ohio. And you talk about just laying it all out there because I mean, for the people who watch this growing up as young ex, in Houston, Christmas wasn't always the best. Mama always got everything we needed. Back in the day, you got socks and shoes and sweaters and stuff you needed. You got clothes, stuff you needed. Every now and again, you'll get a toy or something like that. But I just remember watching like TV shows like, Fresh Prince or Home Alone or, things like that where you just had these extravagant Christmases. And I'm like, man, I wonder
Oh
what
man.
Christmas is supposed to be like that. Like, I want Christmas to be like that.
Yep.
And then you get your own. Man, I remember I brought mama out that one year, I think it was like 2014. And she was just sitting at the table like she didn't know what to do. She was just sitting here all just, what I mean? I'm over here like, relax. You at your son's house now. You know what I mean? Like this is how we do it here.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the best moment ever. But ever since that, it's been kind of hard, because around this time for me, I get very lonely. And I have a family, 3 kids and a wife. And you would be like, oh, yeah, that's enough. You got a family. It's like, yeah, but it's different with your cousins and your uncles and your auntie, the people you grew up with, your mom and your dad and your grandmas. It's different. I would kill to be back home, one of these Christmases and be able to just chill with them. Like I
Yeah.
say, nothing against the family I have right now, but it's just different, man. It's so different. And I always sit here and I just wonder like, man, I wonder what my mom and them doing for Christmas. I wonder who cooked. I know so and so threw down on the
Hmm.
gumbo, the things that you can't get up here. And I'm just like, man. So I just tell people like, especially if you're in the same state or the same city as your family members, go see
Gotta make
them.
time.
Go see them, man. You
Yeah,
couldn't.
make time.
My mama couldn't be in the same state or city as me, and I don't go see her for the holidays. There's no way that's
Yeah,
happening.
facts.
So if it don't take a plane to get to them, man, go spend time with your family. Go go bring a pie over. Just do what you got to do, man, and bridge that gap because loneliness and um loneliness in the holidays, it sucks. I'm telling you, man, from
Yeah.
experience. I've been
Nah.
here. I've been away from my family. I want to say 17 years almost next year since
Mm.
I've been up here, and it has not been easy. You know, I don't know about you. Is there ever been a time where things just kind of switch for you, where
Yeah. There's definitely one kind of relates to what you're talking about. But definitely the most prominent is losing a family member that is like a pillar in the
yeah,
family.
yep,
I've talked about it on the show quite a bit times, losing my dad and everything. And you know, I remember that let me say this. Let me say this. Every single holiday season that we've had after that for the last 12 years has not been the same.
mm,
It's always laughter filled with the awkward silence of, I wish dad was here. And then it's telling stories about, you know, telling stories. What would he do if he was here? What would he be saying right now? Um, all those kind of things. And that dynamic really it hurts because it changes the feel. It's not like what it used to. Certain things that certain activities that he would be doing, and now those activities are not being done, and
yeah.
nobody really wants to do it. My dad loved playing dominoes, and it's something I picked up after he died, unfortunately.
You get on the bones.
So, oh yeah.
You don't play no bones. Stop now. You don't play
Ah,
no bones.
look, I don't want to embarrass you on here, so
All right, you might, you might.
nah, you good. But it's something I picked up after he died. So whenever I can look forward to playing that, I always do. But particularly with older gentlemen, because it reminds me of my dad. I
Yeah,
don't tell people that, but it reminds me of him. Now, to segue a little bit into what you were talking about, yeah, I've been married for what 5 years now, three actually. Wow, feels like five, but it's been four. Yeah, about 4 years. Um, and that whole dynamic of now it's not just my family, but there's a whole nother family
yeah,
that we're spending time with. And what the game plan is that we're trying to eventually do it where all the family can come together and we just have one celebration. But it's hard. It's hard. And I'll be real with you. When you talked about being away and kind of having that homesick feel, this year is the first year in a long time where I'm separated from my family. Um, I was supposed to right now, we were supposed to be packing and getting ready to go visit them in Maryland. And what happened is I got the flu. So that's why your boy was MIA. I got the flu. And
yeah,
I had to take some antibiotics. Not only that too, but my wife got sick, my son got sick. Um, so we just decided it's best that we stay home and get ourselves healthy instead of running the risk of contaminating other people and also driving through the cold and
yeah.
there's so many different scenarios that come with it, and I'm not going to get into that. But the point is that it's a little bit, so this year is going to be a little bit of a bittersweet because in my everyday, my head is going through, I wonder what they're doing right now. I wonder what jokes are cracking. I wonder who's making fun of me and I'm not there. You
Right.
know, I was looking forward to playing dominoes with my brother-in-law. Um, my sister's husband, like me and him, like whenever we get together, whenever we see each other, we're always playing the dominoes, and I used to
Yeah.
look forward to that. So I was really looking forward to that this weekend, and now I'm not gonna get a chance to do that. So it's like it's a real. it's a bittersweet, man. Like, I definitely understand what you mean. Like, that whole dynamic changes, and then now it's like you're in a different dynamic where it's like, what I mean? It's just like you're not able to fully connect the way you want to.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can even dare say come out looking like the bad guy because you got other things that you're trying to put in order, and it's just not, and it appears one way, but it's not like that. It's just that now you have a dynamic of a whole new family that
Mhm.
guess what you're a part of, and you got to do things as a family. You just can't think on your own, but you got to do things as a family, and that adds to it too. And there's stress on all sides. But what I would say to anybody is that if you're going through that, just look at what's important. Just know, look at who's able to sit around the table and be thankful for that. Take advantage of that. Forget about all the other nuances or what, but use time to appreciate those who are still able to sit around the table, especially those of age, of elderly ages, like our mothers, our uncles, our aunties. You know, spend that time with them, sit, talk with them, laugh, because there will be a time when that chair will be empty
Mm.
and it changes things. So take advantage of that. Um, you
Yeah.
know, use it as an use that Christmas as an opportunity sometimes to break barriers. Hit up a uncle or aunt you haven't talked to in a minute and say, "Hey, I just wanted to call and let you know I was thinking about you today on this holiday." There's so many things we can do to fight that isolation feeling, that loneliness feeling, but it takes being proactive and purposeful, because if you sit and you sauce in it, it will eat you alive. And what you find out is while the rest of the world is enjoying their holiday break and they go back to work and they're telling the stories at work, you're gonna be sitting there mean mugging everybody. Like, man, I ain't do nothing, man. It's holiday season, man. And, you know, and
It just
and
went
I
by.
mean,
It just
because
went by.
yeah, because life keeps going, life keeps going. We can't sit down and sauce and something, man. And we
Yeah.
gotta we gotta get out of it and purposely and proactively say, you know what, I'm gonna make the best out of this situation possible.
I ain't
And
gonna
that's
lie.
it.
I wish I could be a kid again sometime
Oh
because
yeah, 100%.
the pressure of being an adult, man. I'd be like,
Ooh.
man, please. I look at my kids sitting up under that tree, opening up all them gifts, and I'm just like, well, y'all just don't know. Y'all just
Yep.
don't know. I wish I
Yep.
could be down there. Cause see, when you a kid, it ain't about, you know, it's more like you ready for your plate. You want to open up your gifts. You want some candy. You want to watch the Grinch. You know what I mean? Everything
Yep.
is fun. When you're an adult, it's like, I gotta pay
It's
for this.
chips.
I gotta pay for that. I
Yeah.
gotta cook. I gotta make plates. I gotta clean up. I gotta
Yep.
entertain. By the
Yep.
time Christmas is over with, you like, when is it over?
Yep.
Christmas is
Thanksgiving
work.
too.
Thanksgiving too, man. So being a kid
Thanksgiving's
on
a lot of
Christmas,
work.
man.
Because after
It
you throw down all that food, you gotta guess what? You gotta pack it into the fridge that doesn't have space.
Yep.
And if you ain't played Tetris growing up, then God help you, because you ain't getting that
Yeah.
food in there.
It's a whole bunch of aluminum foil stacked up, pies, mac and cheese, all that.
Uh,
So
but the secret is you gotta clean your fridge out before then and
yep.
leave it bare empty. So that way when you'll have room to do it. You can't have no leftovers in the fridge and then you got
No.
leftovers from Christmas going in. Nope, clear them out.
Right. What did you have any traditions growing up? Did y'all do anything on Christmas? Like particularly with your dad? Like was there anything that y'all did every year? Did he have any Christmas traditions? Cause and if he did, was there any that you incorporated as a father for yourself?
um, excuse me. When I'm really thinking about it, um, I think Christmas we traveled. We between here and Jersey. Um, it was movies, honestly. We would sit down and watch just movies together. That was our big thing. as
Yeah.
families. That was our family time thing. We sit down and watch movies. Another thing that my dad used to do was, of course, Christmas Day basketball.
Yeah.
So the basketball games are on TV. You got
Yep.
the lineup. You got the so of course while everybody's cooking, me and him would always be sitting out watching them NBA Christmas Day games,
Christmas Day
and
games.
yep, and that would be it. And then that was definitely something that we did. Going into now with my son, I think when he's old enough, I want to introduce him to basketball and, in a way, introduce myself back into basketball because I haven't watched basketball since my dad died. That's 12 years
Mm.
ago. I have not watched a single NBA game. I
Wow.
seldomly keep up with it because, and there's deeper reasons behind. I won't get into it because I don't want to hijack, the show and the direction that we're going. But is it something I can't bring myself to doing because it's something that um, I didn't necessarily I didn't know the worth of watching it with my pops back then as much as I should have.
Yeah.
um, for just for short reasoning sake. Um, there were times when he wanted to watch the game and I just didn't want to. I was
Yeah.
off doing my other stuff. So I think that once he died, it wasn't the same. It wasn't, people saying, "Oh, let's go see the Magic game," and for me, it's like, well, I don't want to go because if I go see a Magic game, the only person I want to really talk to was my dad about it. And I mean, and I think it wasn't more so that. I think it's just more so that he was the main person. Like every year, he get the newspaper. We sit down, and he going over who the free agents were and who's going to go to what team. And he'd be like a little, and we'd
So
be
he
like a
was
little
into it.
analyst. Oh man, we'd be like two analysts there thinking about what teams are going to go. And it's just like now. I remember the first after he died the first year, and there was a big trade that happened, and I remember getting excited like, oh snap, they traded him. And I was like, I had this feeling like, yo, I gotta call somebody, I gotta tell them. And I'm like, who am I gonna call? Dad's not here.
Hmm.
And that's what killed it for me. And that was the last time I paid attention.
I'm trying to think
But
who that could have
I'm
been.
praying, I'm praying that no, I don't even remember. It wasn't, I
I
don't
was
want
gonna
to
say
think it
Dwight.
was um no, I think he got traded. He was traded then already, I
He
think,
was
from
already traded.
Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah, he was traded then. I think we had Vince Carter.
Man, y'all was
Um,
nice.
We were.
Y'all, Rashard Lewis.
Don't
Oh, I'm
don't
sorry.
even get me
Yeah, we did
started
not.
on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we went
Nah,
through.
nah, nah, nah. I mean, not for a bad reason. I mean, is don't even, that's a horse over there. Orlando, man, the fumbles. No, oh my God, don't even get me started on that. We'll have a sports day and we can talk about the fumbles of the Orlando
Oh,
Magic.
the
I
Atlanta
ain't gonna
Magic.
do it. Nah,
Right,
man.
right.
But yeah, man, it's just like I was like, man, I ain't got no one to talk to about this, so I'm done.
Yeah,
But when my son gets bigger, I think and he's able to comprehend sports a little bit more. I think that's something I'm gonna start up with him. To answer your question, full circle is I think I want to introduce him to basketball and sit down, watch, take him to a game, and
yeah,
and then it's kind of bridging the gap, and at the same time reliving a little bit of that childhood myself.
yeah.
So yeah,
We did Elf on the Shelf. I don't know if you're familiar with the Elf on the Shelf, but yeah, I went to Michael's and got the Elf on the Shelf, and we read the book to the kids. And my wife does a very good job of hiding the elf every night. So that man, funny is man. Let me see. She didn't put that elf in the blender. She didn't put that elf on the chandelier. She didn't put it on the staircase. It's been in the Christmas tree. That elf has been everywhere. There was
like sitting there
one
peeking out, looking at you like,
literally. I mean, she had I have a KitchenAid and one of the blenders, like the mixing thing was going like this. She made tickets and basically it was like, all right, so you put a ticket in the bowl and then you press one and then the elf on the shelf, the elf start going in a circle. I said,
Oh
"You
man,
having way too much fun with this." So that's like one of the traditions we do.
that's what's
Literally
up.
December 1st, Elfie comes out of nowhere. And then also they know if you see Elfie, let's say Elfie's in a tree, and then the next day she's in the tree, that means somebody did something bad because Elfie's
Oh
supposed to move every day. And if she doesn't move, somebody did something wrong. So then that's when they get the
wow,
point. They get the point and finger. Oh, that was you. Oh, you did it. That's when you start finding stuff out. Like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Got a little extra security up
that's awesome,
here.
man. I'm gonna have to
So
steal that one.
little stuff like that. So I'm the first one that wakes up in the morning. I don't know if the kids gonna watch this, so I'm not gonna say what I do. But I'm the first one that wakes up in the morning and see if Santa ate his milk and cookies, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
um and I watched The Grinch. So I watched The Grinch, the 2000s Jim Carrey version. I watched that.
go.
Once I'm done with The Grinch, I watch Home Alone with because by that time everybody's up and the
We're
first round
starting that.
of yeah. Oh, y'all start that? Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
Home
it's
Alone.
because see, nobody really watched The Grinch with me. So I'm the one probably like 5, 6 in the morning. I'm watching The
Oh,
Grinch. I am drinking my hot cocoa. Usually it's a little spike. Like I say, gotta get that fireball. Uh I
eggnog, man, eggnog.
I mean eggnog. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Eggnog. Edit that out. And like I said, I watch my movies, and then so we have Christmas breakfast. Christmas breakfast is X's chicken
Mhm,
and waffles. Chicken and waffles.
mhm.
What I do is I make the batter with the food coloring, red and green eggs. I mean, red and green waffles with chicken. Yeah,
Okay.
your boy be doing his thing. I'm just saying, I be doing my thing. So I'm gonna have to send you a picture. So you have the red and the green um waffles with the chicken, and then you drizzle the honey butter. I do the honey butter versus the syrup. Do the honey butter,
Oh man.
and then you drizzle it confection sugar or powder, whatever you want to call it, confection sugar. And man, you go into that bad boy. It's pretty, it's nice. Throw some eggs with it, it's a little
Mm,
OJ, and that's the breakfast. Then round about I want to say two, whenever the first like few games. I think it's the Knicks that play at 12, but usually that 2 o'clock game. That's when we go ahead and start, get into the Christmas
mm.
festivities. But even before that, we have a basket of socks, the Christmas socks, that the wife leaves on the staircase. When the kids come down from their room, they go into the basket and grab some socks, depending on whatever they want.
Nice.
So everybody's wearing these colorful little socks or whatever, and then we all have a family get up. Like today, I got this one on.
Yep.
I might have the Grinch on, or I might have something else. I got like five of these that I throw on, and I was gonna wear this, but I didn't want to be out of focus, out of But
Nah,
so
you good, man.
I went with this one right here. But this is my little what's this? Elf hat? I think
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's dope.
I came with
Nah,
props,
do it, man.
but yeah. So the thing that I was getting at is the childhood that I had and the Christmases that I had along with it, man. Coming back full circle, I'm able to do a lot of things for my kids,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of it, and I love it. And Christmas is my favorite holiday. It's very exciting
Yeah.
for
Same
them,
here.
and I just think about all the little things that young X would have loved to do for Christmas if I was
Yep.
still a kid, and I try to do that for them, and they have a ball. And I think the biggest thing
I
for
can
me
imagine.
is being blessed enough to do it
Yeah.
for them. That's the part of
Yeah.
you work all year as a parent, and then to sit back as a parent and look at your kids and be like, look at them enjoying themselves.
Yep.
That's the um why I'm getting tongue
The
twisted.
joy.
The joy. I'm just gonna put it
The
like that. The
joy.
joy. I was gonna say satisfaction. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Look, guys, it's the first episode back. We've been out for a little minute. Um, but the joy that I get from watching my kids open up their gifts
Yeah. 100%.
it's just it's a beautiful feeling, man.
It
Beautiful
is,
feeling.
man. Like I've gotten some stuff from my son and just watching him tear through it, and he don't know what he's doing because he's young. But then when he opened that box and he sees it, and his face, you can see his face light up a little bit. And he does his little number here, like yes, you know you got him. You like I got you. So yeah, man, I hear you, man. It is a blessing, man. There's no greater feeling about that. So and you're right, it is like a full circle moment, like, because like we get to relive what we didn't necessarily do. There's one thing I gotta ask you though. Did
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
ever, because one of the things that I started doing too, um, so um later on, me and a couple friends, we would do Christmas basketball game, but we only did like a couple years, just because it was family's over, like, where are you going? It's like, I'm going to my Christmas morning game. Like, oh no, I'm like, you gonna leave us here? It's like, oh, okay, never mind, I'll stay. But we used to have a Christmas morning game, and man, that used to be some intense gameplay right there. But
Yeah.
we would go like early in the morning, so that way we wouldn't have to miss out on the festivities. We could still go home and chill. So that used to be fun, man. And I was trying to start that up with some friends, like, but we just never got a chance to go around it. But the few times I did, man, it was really fun. Even like playing flag football, hurt my back doing it, but it was fun too with the
I was gonna
kids in
say
the
you get me a
neighborhood.
ticket. I mean, you fly me out, I come. I'll be
You ever
there.
did you ever did that though? You did any of
Yeah,
those?
of course.
Oh snap.
Every year. I went back to Cleveland for Thanksgiving. I played in the Turkey Bowl. Scored
Oh,
two
okay.
touchdowns. Scored two
Nice.
touchdowns. Everything was tight. When I got back, everything was
Oof,
tight.
I bet.
Yeah,
I
man.
felt
I'm talking about I'm with the little machine gun like this, just trying to get every I was sore as could be because I didn't stretch. We getting a little older now, so you got to
yeah,
stretch. I was out there with them little 20-year-olds. They just just get off the porch right into the football game. So I just didn't stretch, and I took some Epsom salt baths, and But for as basketball, back when I was in Cleveland, we used to go to LA Fitness. So LA Fitness was a spot, and we would go at 8 a.m. because they would only open from 8 to 12 for the holidays. So we'd go 8 to 12. Like we in there the whole time. I had one day, it was actually it wasn't Christmas, it was Thanksgiving, but it was a holiday. Bro, I think I hit like 50 points. I
I'm
I
trying
think
to tell you.
I it was all from three. It was to the point where I was getting double teamed. The release was so fast, and I shocked myself, and I knew one of my homeboys. He told me, he was like, "I don't think you'll ever be able to duplicate this day."
You can't. It's so
I
funny. You
said, "I'm
can't.
not." I was realistic. I'm like, I know I'm not going to duplicate this. I don't know what it was. I earned that turkey. I
I
earned that
did.
mac and cheese
I
and that
heard that.
dressing because I
Man,
went off. But there's no better feeling, man, than all right, yeah, yo, who gonna be here for the Christmas game? Yeah, anybody pulling up? Because you got to get a good number. If we can at least get 10 up in here, then we good.
man, we
And
did it with four. We did 2-on-2.
two, oh man,
Yeah,
nah,
we did
I got
two
at
on
least
two.
we got at least run
Bro,
fours,
my
and I'm talking about
homeboys,
8 people.
yeah, he just kept giving me the ball. He was like, I can't, man. It's on you. And they were talking trash. And I was just like, oh, okay, all right. Man, when them threes start dropping,
Started up,
going to the hole, and then they start arguing, like, man, you supposed to be guarding him. I'm like, man, I was taking them boys. And then I just remember like that game point, and I had been missing like a lot of shots in that final game. And I just went up. My man came to set the screen. And when he came, I stepped back.
yeah,
I gave some distance, took my time, and just
laced it.
that thing came
Them
in. And I turned around. Yeah.
them Christmas
You
Day
know,
games, man,
I
be
was
different.
trying to tell you,
See, you knew you was gonna eat good. That's what that was. I'm telling you, when you know you got a
man.
pie in your future, you go for four. You
Trying
go
to tell you.
perform. That's what it is. I've had some great holiday games, man. I don't know what it is about that, but oh man,
Yeah,
that's
so
what's up.
that's definitely something I enjoy doing. I wish I
So
did more of it, but it was fun.
okay, so you talked about not going to Maryland. What you hit an audible. So what's the move? You cooking? You gonna go and get in the kitchen? Cause you gotta eat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, man, we just gonna make the best of it here, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be here right at the crib, just
Yeah,
cooking some food. We got the food, and we're gonna be watching Home Alone, and probably call them when we open up presents and do a little FaceTime, and
do a little
just
FaceTime.
make the best of it, man.
Yeah, we're gonna probably do a family call, man, and just get all because all my family is all over the place. So we usually just like pick an app and go ahead and FaceTime each other. So I think that'll probably be the move. I'm actually gonna probably start cooking everything tomorrow night or
Yeah,
tonight. And you know how we do. Put that foil paper on there and put them in the fridge and
that's
put it
it.
on put it on 200.
Season
Yep.
your meat the night before, so it marinates.
Yep.
A little injector and inject it with the.
We good to go,
I
man.
tell you, bro.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I can't wait. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be can't wait for it to be over. And that
yeah.
is that sad to say? Like
Because it's the work, man. It's
it's
the
the work
work.
that you be like, it's over with.
It's
You
the
know.
work, man. It's the work behind it, man. It's a lot. And yeah, man. Especially cooking. Cooking is not an easy task. I commend people who do that for a living. Because me, I'm in the kitchen, and when I'm done, I'm exhausted. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
now I gotta clean up all these pots.
Big
And I
ups to
train
grandma.
myself. I clean as I go. I
Yeah.
learned from my pops. I clean as I go.
Learned it
So
from
if
my
I dirty
mom.
something, I clean it right away. You know what I mean? That helps out a lot. It makes the process longer, but at the end, when I'm done, I ain't got like a whole stack of bowls in the sink of
Yeah.
dirty stuff I got clean. I can just walk away and said, I'm done.
That's why I always say compliments to the chef, man. Who somebody's
Yeah.
in there making them pies from scratch. Somebody's in there making that baked
Uh,
mac and
using
cheese.
that using that fork to crust the
Is it
edges.
is it okay, we good, we good. Yeah, it's like I said, that's just all becoming becoming an adult, for
Yeah,
Christmas.
man.
So
100%.
I get it. But man, this was a good Merry Christmas. How so real quick before we go, is there anything you would like to do next Christmas? You're forecasting Christmas 2026. What does that vision look like for Big Nate? What are we doing next year? Because this one, you know how this one went. You know what I
It's
mean?
in the books already.
It's in the books
Can't change
already.
that.
What's
No, honestly, man, we just gonna run it back, man. As always, hey, man, I'm praying that God He takes all my family members through it.
mhm,
That next year we can try to redo it. We can try to redo it again, man. That we can have a joyous occasion and maybe not just do it again, but maybe we can get everybody together, the entire, you know, the entire clan together, and just celebrate it as one, man, and
yeah,
just have fun, just enjoy life and enjoy each other, man. Like I said, life is short, man, and being purposeful is all what it's all about. So, and that's already in the plan. Like we've been, next year is going to be a wild year because there's a lot of new adventures. I'm continuing verse and starting to. So, um, next year is going to be a work to get to that point, but I'm determined, man. Because it's important, and not only that too, but as my son's growing, it's important too that we show him that hey, this is a family, it's a family time thing. Let's
yeah,
have it's important to show him that, and I don't want him growing up kind of being desensitized and not being able to enjoy that laughter. Like I may not have a big house like Kevin McAllister, But
That's big.
I'm gonna do, man, that house is huge,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You know they sold that house like 6 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, the
The
one in
actual,
Chicago.
yeah, man, that's crazy,
I
bro.
was gonna buy it, but I said no.
But you know what's funny though? You know what's funny though? Growing up, that house was larger than life. But as we get older, we realize like, man, where I live, there's like little house mansions just like that are
Mm,
like in our historic district.
yeah.
Um, and I'm like, oh, that house wasn't too big. I mean, it was small, but I ain't gonna lie, the picture that they show you from the outside with all them
The
windows,
wall and
all them
windows.
rooms, dude,
Yeah,
that's
by 10.
intimidating. Yeah,
Yeah, it looked
man.
like the
That
White
is,
House.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. So I was like, man, that's woo. But yes, you know, it's important to show our kids like, hey man, like you can have one just like Kevin McAllister. You ain't gotta have
Mhm.
all that. We gonna have fun. We gonna do it. We gonna do it our way. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? So yeah, man, that's really just it, man. It's just trying to make next year better than it is. And we pray that our families they remain healthy and that they make it
Facts.
to that point so that way we can enjoy, you know?
I agree. And in closing, I'm gonna piggyback off the word prayer, and I'm just gonna say I pray for everybody this holiday season to have a joyous, Merry Christmas, a happy New Year's. If you are someone who's dealing with financial strain, if you're someone who's dealing with loneliness, I would say to seek a counselor or seek a family member, even if, like I was telling Nate, even if it's something where you have to do a FaceTime or a phone call. If there is a family member you haven't talked to in a long time and it's that holiday season and you've been wondering if you should pick up the phone, just pick up the phone, do a FaceTime or send a text message, just something, just reach out because you never know if it's going to be your last time. You never know if it's going to be your last time saying Merry Christmas to your mother or your father. You never know what people are going through. Maybe they're waiting for you to pick up the phone. There's nothing wrong with being the bigger person in this situation. It's a level of maturity that we all have to,
Yeah.
to overcome. So if you're somebody who is on the fences about that, man, definitely seek that help. Definitely reach out to your family. Also, remember that you are running your own race. Do not go out and overspend on Christmas gifts and feeling like you have to, shoulder the load of everything. That battle does not have to be yours. If
That's
all you
right.
want to do is just go to Bob Evans, if you got a Bob Evans or whatever the local, spot is in your state or city or whatever, and get you something small just for yourself. It don't matter. Who cares? But all in all, I just say I pray that everyone have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year's, stay blessed, stay safe because this is that time of year where those things happen for the crime rate and all that. So please stay safe out there and we will see you guys on the next episode of Decoding the Static.
Yeah,
Peace.
and
Oh,
really quick too, I just want to add on a little bit to what you're saying. You know, there's also ways that you can give you know, to other people. Giving also can bring joy. Um, you know, you could volunteer at a shelter and you can you can buy toys and volunteer to give them out to kids, you know.
yeah.
You'd be surprised, you know, and it you know, maybe dressing up as an elf or like Santa, that might bring some kid joy who hasn't had it. Oftentimes when we give out of a place of pain or hurt, we have sometimes we don't know the dividends that come back to us or the healing that we receive from giving out of that place. So I encourage you to, you know, try to find a way to give even to like the homeless, the children. Um, you know, even if you take it upon yourself and you make you know, little home kits or whatever for the holidays, you put a bag of rice with and a bag of flour and oil and then milk in it, and you just pass around to people around the neighborhood. I mean, just a little bit that we can do sometimes to help those in need. It's a really strong factor that can give back to us, and it gives us a refreshing thing. Now, I'm not talking about doing it for clout chasing or none. I'm talking about doing it from your heart, because there are
Yeah.
people out there who need it. There's always somebody worse off, and that's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
There's always somebody worse off, and sometimes while we're in a situation, and we may be down and out at our situation, or we're pressing ourselves in this situation, there's somebody out there that wish that they had your kind of stress. They
Yeah.
wish that they had an opportunity that you have. You might be stressed out, but you live in a nice building, and you're able to sleep well. You got heat. There's some people right now who ain't got heat. They don't have a nice place to sit and lay down this Christmas.
Facts.
Um, there's somebody out there who can't afford Bob Evans. They can't even afford McDonald's for their Christmas dinner. You know, so it's all about. It comes back to what we talked about in the episode of peace, being content with what you got, being thankful and thanking God for what He has blessed you with.
Hmm.
And He has not blessed you with what you want sometimes, but He always blesses us
What you
with
need.
what we need.
Yep.
So that's my landing plane with that. So God bless y'all. Definitely be praying with y'all too. Go ahead, X. Number one, engage.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace, y'all.